up, everybody? Happy fucking Wednesday! It is Christy Unleashed, and I am your host, Christy Miller, and we have a really fucked up normal show for you this week, darling. Hello. This week we have a really super special guest. This man I've known, and the jury's still out on that. I've known him for I've known him for a really long time, and it's impossible that I've known him over 20 years and we're both still 18.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, you can see his many movies back in the 90s, with a mattress strapped to his back. But in the recent times, you can listen to all his amazing music. And he has a new single out called Stay, which is streaming and downloadable on every platform prostitution is sold. And the music video the music video is out on his OnlyFans account with the naughty parts. I believe me, I've jerked off. I've spent $85 on this, and it's only $1 to download. And if you're politically correct and scared and covered in cancel culture, you cunts, you can watch the edited PG-13 on YouTube. And so, with no further ado, I want you to welcome my very dear friend, Colton Ford.
Hi. Just wanted to confirm the whole uncertainty about my masculinity.
Still not certain.
Well, then I'm doing my job. Confusion is my middle name. Don't ask me my last one.
I can't spell. Oh, honey, I love you so much. Thanks for being on the show this week.
Well, I adore you too. You don't have to give love back. Since what, 1998?
Something like that, yeah.
At the watering hole for anybody that's gay or wants to be, which is Gold's Gym, West Hollywood.
Where all the bottoms go to top.
Exactly. Because to hear everyone tell it, there's no bottoms there. They're all tops. But then you connect with them and you're like, hey, wait a minute.
Honey, you're only a top when you're sitting on it.
Right? Flip over. I remember you.
The biggest top, the only top in that gym was Karen Genderless.
Oh, okay. Please. How about that dude that would wear those dolphin shorts with his junk hanging out? Oh. Yeah. That was hashtag inspiration. I mean, if nothing else would keep you motivated.
Motivated to hurry up and get your workout done and run.
Get the fuck out of there.
I remember this guy, before we get started, there was this guy, Greg, not Piancentini. We used to call him Shorty Shorts. I love him. There's this other guy, Greg, I think his name was Greg Eagle or something like that. I was on this one machine and he was sitting on the butterfly machine and he had on like long shorts and sneakers and like a guinea tee. And his cock was hanging out of his shorts. And they were long shorts. I was pretty impressed. So I finished my set, took a swig of water, and I noticed his cock hanging out. And I walked up, didn't know him. This is how I met him. I walk up to him and I go, excuse me, your cock's hanging out. And I went back and did my next set. He laughed so fucking hard. He goes, I don't know who you are, but we are now best friends because you were so casual about my dick hanging out of my shorts.
Well,
that didn't faze me,
and that was the thing too. And honestly, I mean, I did my spandex leggings. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do you think I talk to you?
But you remember? Do you remember Tim? My sister Tim Wood with the big dragon tattoo.
Yes,
on his back.
Yes.
Like 1,000 and 270 million pounds, all muscle.
All bottom.
And we were talking. Well, I'd say 30-70. 70 bottom, 30 top.
I was gonna say.
So I'll never forget. He and I were talking. I was facing him and he was facing me, and the mirror was behind me. And I'm talking to him, right? And all of a sudden he gets distracted, like, hey, where'd you go? And then he started cracking up. I was like, what happened? He said, I saw these two really hot guys and I realized it was us. And that is Gold's Gym, West Hollywood, folks.
So the gym where you jerk off to your own reflection. Thank you.
Oh, good
Oh
times.
God, so
Good
much fun. I
times.
miss that gym. You
I
know,
do
them
too,
same fags there are still in the same conversations.
honey, with strollers. And they've got that AstroTurf in case
Yeah,
they lose their bladder.
honey,
It's perfect.
they have strollers for their balls that are sagging down to the floor because they're 100. Hey,
Well, when they put that AstroTurf in, that
yeah.
whole corner, I
Oh,
was like, okay, we got to
yeah.
go.
It's time to leave.
We got to go. We're entering a park now. And
Speaking
not
of
even a real one.
right, well, speaking of sex in the park in the bushes, should we kick this show off?
Yeah, for sure. It's a perfect segue.
Yes, I'm
We
thinking
have
we
so
need a
many people to
segue.
talk about.
I know there's so much trash stuff this weekend. Yeah. All right, folks, it is time to pour the celebrity. All right, darling, let's pour this fucking tea, shall we?
Yeah, I don't have a teacup, but I'm
Well,
virtually.
are you jerking somebody off virtually, or is that?
Yeah, no, me.
Oh
You know
yeah.
my reputation.
Oh, I know. Singing it. Tell me, have you seen her? Seen her? Yes, with 7 other guys. And I'm like, great, that's 8 men I'll never get to fuck. All right, speaking of
Oh.
girls who've been gangbanged and plowed, Kim Kardashian's in the news this week.
Again?
In the news or plowed?
Both. Don't they kind of go hand in hand?
Hand in hand or ass to mouth.
Okay. Oh.
Anyway,
I need one of those.
you do. I need to get you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That's your improv.
Yeah, but it's not as
It works,
effective.
but it works. It's
No, I'll go like this and then I'll sign it.
FANN.
SH. Oh, forget it.
You can't spell. You're pretty.
SH. I forgot it.
Okay.
I took it in college. Okay.
Anyway, speaking of smarter bitches, so Martha Stewart turns out is a huge fan of Kim Kardashian's Skims shapewear.
So has she tried them on yet?
Yeah, she wears them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shocker.
Well, you know, she loves black men and she wears Skims. I mean, she could be. I mean, I think she's the OG Kim Kardashian. Like, she's like the OG. Remember the picture of her in the pool when she came out of the
Yes.
pool and she's like,
Yes, yes, yes. And she likes those baked goods with the surprise in the side. So
cannabis?
when she takes
Cannabis, I hardly noticed.
when she takes off whatever is binding her, it's going to be a surprise.
Oh, it's kind of like when you're baking bread in the oven and you
And
say
it
something
rises.
loud and it.
Yeah, and it pops. Yeah. I think it's
She
kind of a
looks
lost.
she's either tall or she looks like a flattened chef hat when she takes them.
I think it's a lost cause, but God bless her for trying.
You know, everybody wants to be Kim K, is all I'm saying. 'Cause she's
Well,
hot.
yeah, yeah, she
But
is.
poor Kim K, though. I mean, she says Kim Kardashian admits that this year has been challenging.
For
Really?
who?
Really? Really, bitch?
For who?
With your big, pretty, rich ass? Really? Dude, this is your best year. You got rid of Kanye.
Exactly. And she's quarantining in what, a 50,000 square foot home. I mean,
With other homes on the lot that she could go to.
yeah, that's a struggle.
It is. The
That is
struggle
a
is real when
struggle.
you have a, 5,000 square foot walk-in closet.
Well, hey, you know what? That's cramped.
Yeah, it's small for me.
That is really crampy.
What's wider, her closet or her vagina? Hey.
It's a huge competition. They're fighting with each other every day. Stretch it out.
Squeeze, release. thing. She's, you know, her public split. I can't. These stars. It's such a challenging year. Fuck you, bitch. Try depending on the fact that you're waiting for all these stimulus checks just so you can pay your phone bill. You fucking pretty fucking cunts.
Yeah, no, they were struggling having parties and
Going to Hawaii, yeah, going to
going on
Hawaii for her 40th
trips, and
birthday party, yeah, buying
I
house,
mean it's all relative. Boo-hoo.
yeah.
Boo-hoo, you poor
Oh,
thing. I
you know,
know. What a
having new
struggle.
makeup launches with like new palette launches with your fucking brand. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And maximizing the effects of people staying at home by getting into their homes and selling them all this kind of
products,
stuff
yeah,
that they really don't need because they're not going out.
yeah. Some of them are kids. Some of them shouldn't have went out before. Speaking of homebound and should never leave the house, Courtney Love. Remember her?
What? Yeah, what is up with her?
She says, I weighed 97 pounds and almost died from anemia this summer.
What again?
Today? Courtney, don't jump. Don't jump.
Isn't that heroin chic anyway? Isn't that been kind of
Yeah.
like her thing?
Yes, that's so
Yeah.
heroin. You know, she said she's in a lot of pain, and I wouldn't be surprised, you know. And that's why people do drugs. But the thing is, she's like, she's been sad and extremely sick this whole time, and everybody's just going after her drug addictions. And she finally found a pain doctor that gave her CBD oil.
Well,
After
the
all the
thing,
heroin and crack and everything else, you think
here's the
CBD
thing.
oil from
Yeah,
Whole Foods is going to help you?
yeah. The thing that kind of is speaking very loudly is she's kind of going to the wrong place to resolve her pain.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the pain is coming from someplace inside, emotional and what have you, she's going to these quick fixes to take her out of thinking about it, but they rush her back in when the high goes down, that she's got to get high again. I mean, that's, you
It
know, that's
sounds
a tug
very
of
like
war with addiction.
it sounds like Al Pacino and Godfather. Once I was out, they pull me back in.
Exactly. And that's what happens if you aren't staying consistent with your personal work. But now she's going to marijuana,
Yeah, she went to Tommy Chong.
which is
Well, she credits Woody Harrelson for getting her into CBD oil.
oh well, I mean, thanks, Woody. It's
Doctor
not like
Dr. Harrison, Dr.
yeah,
Harrison to the OER, please.
it's not like the benefits have been blasted all over the place
Yeah,
for
not like
years.
yeah, it's not yeah, yeah, girl. I will
But
say this though, I'm a very huge, believe it or not, I'm a huge Courtney Love fan. Like I love her music because, and I don't want her. This is sick. I don't want her to get better because her music is so fucking good that when she's healthy, it's not as great.
well, she definitely puts it all out there in her art. Let's
She
put it
is
that way.
everything. That's
Yeah.
she her. I love everything. She's like one of my favorites.
It's licensed to be wild and crazy,
Yeah,
you know.
poor
But, you know, if you're looking to escape the pain, try something different. Maybe doing something different will get you a different result.
haven't got time for the pain. Remember that?
Oh no, 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 no.
Actually, I have time for the pain, you fucking assholes.
I've had the last 50 years of my life, or however
Yeah,
old she is.
it's
Maybe
whatever.
I just aged her.
Oh, honey, you didn't age her. Heroin did.
Okay, calling it like it is.
Yeah. Speaking of old prostitutes,
Oh,
Hugh Grant
oh Lord.
is in the news. They're saying he's coming out finally after all these years saying why he cheated on Elizabeth Hurley with prostitute Divine Brown.
And what was the reason?
Do we really need to know why? We do.
Well,
Is
I
it
would
the
love to
sense
have
of
I would love to see where he went in his need to blame, as opposed to just accepting the fact that, you know, he
oh
had
no,
an urge and he went for it.
yeah. Oh, he owns it in this article. Instead of like blaming Hollywood, like, well, the dick wasn't gonna suck itself, you know. You know, instead of that old excuse.
I'm not that gifted.
I'm not that flexible. You know, I'm not hung like Ron Jeremy. I can't. And Divine just happened to be standing on Sunset and Gardner, minding
So
her
convenient.
business. Yeah.
It's so convenient.
Oh, just the
You
time.
can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, you can suck it.
Well,
You can't lead a horse to a cock and suck it and make him suck it. Is that it?
yeah,
But,
something like
it's
that.
like it was fate. But he actually admitted that he was in a really bad frame of mind. And his movie 9 months had just come out, and that everybody in it was great, and he was terrible. He goes, I couldn't believe how bad I was, and I was feeling low, so I pulled over and got a Hummer from a hot black prostitute for $60.
Mm.
For $60, he ruined his relationship with the gorgeous Elizabeth Hurley.
And he could have just gone to Starbucks and got a latte.
Or he could have just had a gay guy jerk him off in the parking lot. Gays don't tell.
But wait a minute. I wonder what he does when he thinks he's amazing in a film. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's some bullshit. Yeah. That's some bullshit.
You know what he does when he thinks he's amazing in film? He
What?
sucks a black prostitute's dick. He tops her. Hey, you top her. You brought her.
And I'm sure he swallows. Okay.
When the buses, when the boys returned, the Kappas, I don't even know. I was trying to be funny and I failed.
No, but we still laughed. Don't do it. No, but I mean, this is what
jumping.
This is yeah. Go to the high part. Wait, where's mine? Mine's high part. It's over here. But that's what I mean. It's an excuse. Like, you felt bad because you thought you sucked in a movie, so you went and got sucked. I mean, that, as opposed to just saying, this is an urge that I had that I couldn't control.
Well, I mean, just sitting in your feelings and feeling them. Like, I sucked. I feel like shit. But people, like, they smoke cigarettes. They hire hot black prostitutes. They, suck men off in the gold gym bathroom, or on the gym floor.
Well, it's a quick fix.
Or they come on this show.
Listen, don't tell people while I'm here. But it's another quick fix. It's another way to escape.
Yeah.
Because you don't ever get away from the feelings. They come back after the climax or after the high that you're getting.
Yep, this is your feelings like this after you climax.
Where'd you go? I like this. I'm great. I'm fabulous.
But you know what, though? He got off easy. It was just a $60 Hummer from a hot black prostitute in West Hollywood. At least he's not one of Army Hammer's bitches.
Honey, I mean, what did they have for dinner?
Each other. I had a breast and a leg.
It gives you a whole new meaning. Like, I'm gonna eat you out, baby. Yeah.
Eating pussy has a whole new meaning. Yes. Well, speaking of Army Hammer, because he's just been seen dining out with a mystery blonde in Cayman Islands. Because he lives in the Cayman Islands.
Well, that's where he grew up, right?
Yeah. So he sold his house and moved out in the middle of the night, which we reported last Christy Unleashed. But I think it's funny how they say this mystery blonde. I hope they have a GPS on this bitch. I hope that someone knows her name and knows it can track her, because this bitch is going to end up missing, just like that blonde bitch in Aruba. You know what I mean? Like, and with missing body parts.
Well, and the reality of it is that we don't know until we know. But let's take in the fact that he left in the dark of night, like some. It's like just the head. Yeah. And you know what? I have to say that I think you told me, and I was really upset because I think he's such a hot man. And I was like,
why are the hot ones always cannibals? That's what I want to know. What the fuck, dude? Like all the hot ones are fucked up. It's so
Well,
weird.
it's more it's he grew up in a very affluent environment.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been given so many gifts, physical gifts. He's
Yep.
gorgeous. He's like 7 foot,
Everything.
everything, and a big, huge star, and Hollywood actor. I mean, wow, talk about getting a lot of gifts. So, the likelihood that he's maybe getting into bed with his demons and maybe talking to a therapist is probably really, really small.
Getting into bed with his demons, honey. He's taking him to the kitchen and sauteing him. Fucking the bed.
With a fork and knife.
Right? He's a little rotisserie.
Little
Sweetie.
marinade, a little marinade.
Hey, what goes with feet? Is that a Chianti or a Chardonnay? Like, what do you serve with feet?
I think white. I think white wine.
Always,
White wine.
why is it always white?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why
Again.
why can't be black wine?
Yeah, it's a trippy.
Yeah.
That's a trippy fetish.
Yeah.
If you want to call it a fetish, I call it something much more. Silence of the Lambs. Let's put it that way.
A fetish is something you jerk off to. This is a
but some people. That's what I'm saying. That turns them on, I guess, if it's true.
Girl, it's true.
True. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I hate you.
I ate you.
Army Hammer has trumped every crazy Hollywood actor. I mean, right now, Charlie Sheen somewhere sitting here going, woo.
Yeah, he is winning right now.
Hashtag won. Not winning. Hashtag won. Charlie Sheen is like tame. You know what I mean? Like, just when you think it's like, wow, that's really bad. Oh, here comes Army Hammer.
Yeah, it's and I read that his friends are saying that this is not who he is and all this kind of good stuff.
They're
but
just trying to cover. You know how bros are.
It's it's a slippery slope, and it's a crazy dynamic. That's some crazy shit. Let's just put it that way.
Well, Charlie Sheen, I don't know if you remember this actress, Soleil Moon Frye. I can't even say it normal.
Oh yeah,
Punky Brewster.
Yeah.
Her first love, like her first celebrity crush, was Charlie Sheen. So she always saw Charlie Sheen as her Mr. Big from Sex and the City. But did he marry you, sweetie, and leave you at the library with a fucking bird on your head? No. Then shut up.
She was over the moon about him.
Soleil Moon Frye.
Yeah, and why come out now? It's like, we
why?
aren't hearing much about you, so I guess maybe that's the way to get some
the pandemic brings out a lot of weird things.
It does.
A lot of bored people.
Yeah.
And she's bored out of her skull. Well, apparently they did some documentary about child stars in Hollywood, and she was one of them. And that's where this came from, that they did this it was a documentary back in 1994, but I think there's just something about it. Maybe the Sex of the, I don't know why they're bringing it up now. But it was back when, so she said that Charlie Sheen was really nice to her. Yeah, you fucked him for one day. He didn't have time to treat you like shit, you moron.
Yeah, there wasn't a wealth of time and history, and
you're no Denise Richards.
And you didn't have any kids with him.
Yeah, you fucked him. Okay, you didn't marry him and have his kids.
Yeah. And that was earlier on. That was back.
She was 17.
Yeah, and he was in his early. Yeah, so I don't think he really got into all that. Well, maybe he did. It was just quiet.
No, I just think that this is people just trying to get relevant again.
Yeah, which is not an unusual thing in the business.
Why doesn't she do Punky Brewster the remake? It'd be Punky's grown up and she's got a picture of her grandpa on the fucking mantle and rehash it that way, and then have Charlie Sheen come on the show and fuck him. You know what I mean? Like that would, I'd watch that.
I would too. I think that's good programming.
Right? Hire me as your fucking public. Speaking of people trying to be relevant again, Happy Day Star says his Stay Awake spray could have helped Tiger Woods?
Unless he got a bump or two of coke, I don't think there's any help.
Stay awake spray. Is this like Tiger's Blood with Charlie Sheen?
What? Yeah. What is the stay awake spray
Well,
exactly?
apparently Potsy from Happy Days has a
Yeah.
stay awake spray, and his brother is a doctor. It's Dr. Henry Heimlich. Hey, you liquor, you
Oh.
brought her. You know, we used to do that at Gold's Gym Hollywood, but we call it the hind lick. So apparently, Happy Day star Anson Williams and his cousin came up with like a lemon juice spray to spray in your face to stay awake. Isn't that
Oh.
poppers?
Yeah. Well, that'll basically create a dynamic where you won't be able to see for 2 hours.
But I love how Potsy, right? I love how Potsy thinks his Pine Sol spray could have saved Tiger Woods from crashing his car. Really?
Well,
When you're
I mean,
drunk you're fucking blasted out of your mind on whiskey, and you think, oh, just spray a little lemon on it. Yeah.
yeah,
That'll
no,
cure
I,
it.
I I think he's really trying to help, and I commend him
Really?
for that. And maybe he missed out that you also need to, take a hit of crystal or something with the
Yeah,
citric
coffee.
acid. I don't know. It's like
Yeah. Yeah, do a bump.
do
Bitch,
a
what happened to
bump.
bumps?
They're
Hey, I
still
got two
in.
little ones.
They're
Hey.
still they're still in, I think, right?
Well, they should have gave him the tiger. He wouldn't have, you
No,
know,
it's Molly that's in. Molly. Maybe he was on Molly
Molly, 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 get your adverbs here. Oh,
and
wrong
went down the embankment.
one. Went down the embankment.
As Molly was going down on him.
That's what they call down on the embankment. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, you got a hole in one. Hey, how did you fit that whole car inside of a hole?
He has a knack of driving cars into shit.
Yeah,
So,
and getting chased by his exes, and with
yeah.
baseball bats to the car and driving into poles.
Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm.
He's a mess, girl. He's a mess.
With tons of money.
Yeah,
Another one with tons of money.
tons of money and a mess. I'd take him,
Yeah, I would too.
right? Go crash your car, dear. Just put everything in my name.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
I
see
just
ya.
be sure I'm sitting in the back seat with my seat
Oh,
buckle
fuck
on.
that. I'll be in the house blowing his friends. Like this, finding out he crashed. Huh?
And everyone understood everything you
Everything.
say.
Because I'm blowing a dentist.
Okay, your teeth look fabulous.
A nice smile to come across. Thank
This
you.
is true. This is true.
Hey-oh.
That's why they're so bright. Mine
Right?
too, right?
Semen. Hey, you see men, I see women, I see everything.
It's good for your skin. It's good for your teeth.
Honey, it's good for your pussy. It's bad for
Yeah.
your ovaries. But anyway,
Well, that's your problem, not
the
mine.
unwanted baby. Speaking of unwanted babies, Mia Farrow says Woody Allen weaponized Suni Previn against her.
That doesn't surprise me.
Duh.
Does not surprise me. The whole thing does
Have
not
you heard of
surprise me.
Sweetie, that's your own Pearl Harbor. I'm so getting canceled.
She got bombed. Yeah, that whole thing is he may be a genius in one sense, but
He's a sick
genius and
motherfucker.
crazy
No.
can ride the same line.
Not
And
when you
that's
go.
some nasty
Listen,
fucking shit.
listen. He went down to the Chinese restaurant in Canal Street and got to go. He got fucking egg roll to go and fucked it and married it. But that's how you get away with it. That's what these people need to learn. Like Woody Allen and even Nick Cage just got married to a 26-year-old Japanese girl because he took his other one, got too old, so he took her back to Japan and got a new one. I mean, these guys marry these young Asians because A, they're submissive, and also B, you marry your fucking victim and you get away with it. Hello?
It's so
Hello, R.
crazy.
Kelly, you should have married all those bitches. You would have got away with it.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah. It's so vile
disgusting.
and I feel for Mia Farrow. I really do. That and Frank Sinatra, the way he did her. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Mia got fucked by everybody.
she got fucked.
Mia, come
And
over. Let's fuck you.
yeah, yeah, we're not going to do that to you, girl.
No, I love Mia
Promise. I
Farrow.
do
Oh,
too. I do
Rosemary's
too.
Baby, greatest movie ever.
And
And
just
then
her.
her husband married Rosemary's Baby.
He saw the baby and he was like, "That's it." No,
he
you know
goes,
what?
he goes, oh, I thought it was Rose Mia's baby. Oh, my bad. But I'm bump.
No, but she always comes across like she's,
I
you know,
love Mia.
she's a real girl.
Mia
And
is everything. She is
yeah.
a truly amazing woman. Mia, we love you. Hashtag Team Mia.
Yes, for real. And I know she's
Seriously.
still trying to have relationships with these kids that he doesn't want to have anything to do with, from what
And
I
they don't
heard.
want anything to do with her because of him. It's disgusting. I mean, he left nude pictures of Suni all over the house for her to find. I figured out because of this documentary is I learned that it's Suni and not Soon Yi because I used to call her Soon Yi and I said, "Hey, soon you will be married to Woody Allen and away from your mother." Anyway, bad joke.
Yay!
Yi, hear
Oh, that should have
ye.
been yay. But I
Yo,
mean, that's the thing about these types of situations. For me, that puts a big circle and an X through his talent.
mhm, I'm done. I have
You
no
know,
love, nothing. I'm
it's
dead to him. He's dead to
it's
me.
so abusive and so entitled and so unconscious.
Uh huh.
And then you want to write about, all of this stuff that is, about relationships and people and, day-to-day stuff. And it's like you're not including the stuff that is actually your day-to-day, which
Yeah.
is wrapped up in
Pedophilia.
dysfunction and
Yeah.
pedophilia
Yeah.
and abuse.
Yeah.
And who would turn their children against their mother? I
A
mean, not
sick bastard.
right, right,
A
right.
sick motherfucker.
I ain't down. I don't care who he is.
How is he in bed to Soon Yi? Like, is he later?
Okay, can you
I'm
just
really
hold us?
nervous.
Can you hold up?
You're a
Wait,
lady.
let's go.
Oh, speaking of fucking trash, I don't even know what the segue
Who?
is for this.
Who?
Lisa Vanderpump from Vanderpump Rules and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fame
Yeah.
says her restaurant Pump's tax issues stemmed from an unpaid fine.
Of how much?
Are you ready? Now she's a multi-millionaire, like hundreds of millions of dollars, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A $250 filing fee.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. She's lying. She's completely lying.
That's
She is because she evaded taxes and all this other shit. Now she's saying it's a fine, but the IRS is listen. Lisa Vander Trump, uh, the queen of the gaslight,
yes,
is
yes.
completely a mess, and it's like I can't like I
Well,
loved I the thing is I used to love Lisa.
I did too, but
I
then
loved her, and then all this dark shit started coming out, and it's like it makes sense now. Why
and
you're
the
so over the top? Why you're
right,
so this?
and then the cracks. I mean, for a while I was there. I was there with her with regard to her English sense of humor. I get that, and
Yes.
I think it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
But then there were just too many things that were happening that she really couldn't work around. She
Yeah.
tried to, and she pretended like, "Oh, you're such an offense to our friendship, and you hurt me to my soul." But I think that she is all about the self promotion. I mean, I think
Oh,
whatever she can do to keep herself relevant and out there,
she
she
is.
does.
Yeah, she is. I was Team Lisa, LVP, my whole Beverly Hills, my whole Beverly Hills addiction. And then things when she had, Vanderpump Rules and all this other shit, I'm like, things are starting to come out that she can't cover up anymore. Like you can only lie and gaslight so much and use
Yeah.
people for so long before all the same story from every person she's fucked with matches and they don't even know their same experiences because they're from different times.
Well, that's the difficulty of doing that.
Yeah.
It's hard to manage numerous lies that you keep on adding to, or that you keep on adding into the equation, to keep on top of all that in terms of cohesiveness and consistency. It's near impossible. You got to be a genius. And if they're going to fall prey to lying and disinformation to make it work, then they're not really that smart.
Well, they say, well,
Okay.
just slap a British accent on it and it's great.
No, 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 no.
No,
And she turned really quick too. She started turning
big
really
time.
quick.
Yeah, it's because she couldn't fight it anymore.
Yeah.
And she's done.
Yeah.
I loved you, Lisa, but I'm done.
And I'm done with I never was into Vanderpump Rules. I thought the whole thing was just like whatever.
Because it's just a big jerk fest. It's just a big, like, we hire only pretty people to work our restaurant, and we think we're woke because we had a trans girl one season that got fired off right after, and we had one black girl one season that got fired. Like it's just,
Well, and they want to keep them in their dysfunction. So
yeah,
no
because it
one's
makes good
doing
ratings. It's
right,
rating.
right.
And
No
it's
one.
everybody's at fault with that. Even the no, nobody's innocent. Like, it's all from to the actors wanting to be a part of it. Fuck, I would be a part of it. I would kick everybody's ass on that show. How fun would that be?
Well, the thing about those things, because I did a documentary and I was in the reality show thing for a couple of potential shows that were going to happen. And the bottom line is they can cut whatever story they want. They take so much footage that they can cut, whatever narrative they really want to,
Yeah, but they also,
maximize.
yeah, and they also tell
And
the
you got to be okay with that.
yeah, they also tell the cast, this one's saying this about you, and they
Right.
start shit, and the other one they're saying, well, she's saying this about you. So they
Right.
create these scenarios of pettiness, and they fight, and that's what makes the ratings. And
Yeah.
those issues don't even exist, but
Yeah.
they create them so they could get good ratings. That's just how it works. And if you just got to, like, deal with it. That's just part of it.
Well, it's the conflict
Yeah,
that people are interested in, the drama of it all.
yeah,
Unfortunately, then we look at these shows and we don't see functional relationships and behavior. We see dysfunction and we see them glorified and we see them become big stars. And then it kind of magnifies this whole idea of how not to do a relationship, how not to get what you need in a relationship. Because then the cycle keeps
oh
repeating
yeah,
and repeating and
of
repeating. So
course.
you don't have to tune in every time.
Oh, I
You can
do.
tune in whenever you want, and it's not like you've lost anything.
No,
you know, it's
are you kidding? I live for the pettiness. Why do you think I watch it? Why do you think I do this show? This It's petty. I am Tom Petty. I am Petty Smith. Okay, I am Petty Hearst. Okay, I
I
live for petty.
I used to enjoy it more and check in more. Now I think that the problem is that it's just the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like bring in some new drama. Like if you're gonna do drama, but give us something new, not the same old like drunken stupor. They're throwing drinks and it's like we've been down this road before. Let's do
Right.
something new,
Well,
like
speak.
maybe some cannibalism. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
Army,
a
are
touch.
you available? Army, are you available? Army Hammer to the Royal Housewife set, please. Some bitches need to be eaten. But speaking of new and fresh topics,
Yes.
The Talk is a really big. The TV show, The Talk.
Yeah.
Because
I've
we don't,
been
there's The Talk.
hearing.
I can't. So, well, The Talk apparently is going on a brief hiatus amid Sharon Osbourne investigation of racism.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. And I know it stemmed from her defending Piers Morgan,
Yes.
but then it's coming out from other members of the show,
Yes.
past
Other
and
women of
present.
color in the show.
Right.
Especially like Cheryl Underwood is on the show. Cheryl Underwood, to me, was one of the funniest female comics back in the 90s and the
Yeah.
2000s. Like, I see this bitch walk into a room and annihilate it. Cheryl Underwood was the coolest bitch on the planet. She don't give a fuck about anything. She's the most easygoing person I've ever known. I love this bitch. And when I found out that the female Wesley Snipes got a talk show, hey Wesley, you got a stand-in. Hey, was she your stand-in on Too Long Food? Or was that her? But Cheryl Underwood's one of the funniest bitches on the planet. And I was like, yes, Cheryl Underwood going to mainstream because she's so not mainstream or
Yeah.
commercial, but
Yeah.
she's on this show. And then Sharon Osbourne is the matriarch of the show. Well, apparently, for those of you who don't know, Piers Morgan came out and said some horrible things about Meghan Markle and about the whole racism in the royal family scandal. He walked off the set of Good Morning Britain because he got mad because they questioned him about it.
Like a
And
pussy, like
like
a
a
little
total
pussy.
fucking
Yeah.
wet, limp dick.
Yeah.
Not even a
Sorry about
pussy.
your penis, dude.
Yeah, dude, he walked off like a little bitch.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes, I lost my job because of this racism shit of the royal family. No, you didn't. You walked off and acted like a bitch and wouldn't play. You wouldn't fucking sit there and talk about it because you got upset. Sharon Osbourne defends her friend, Piers Morgan. Yeah, I stand with you. I'm with you. You're my friend for a long time. And then Cheryl Underwood questions her about it. Are you calling me racist? You shouldn't be crying. I should be crying. You're the one who's attacking me. And I'm like, and Cheryl's like, what the fuck? Is she? I just asked you, about Pierce, and you're gonna go off like I'm not racist.
Mm-mm.
But when people get defensive like that, it usually means one little
Yeah.
thing. It means fuck you, darky.
Yeah.
That's what it
Really
means, seriously.
processed.
Yeah,
They have they haven't really processed their shit. And
yeah.
I had heard something about Holly Robinson
Mhm.
saying
Holly
that
Robinson Pete said that
Sharon
she's
said something
too
about her
ghetto.
being too ghetto or something,
I'd be like,
which
look,
is
Sharon,
such a
your husband is Ozzy Osbourne. He bit the head off a bat. He's probably the walking vaccine for this fucking coronavirus because he ate the head of a bat back in '84. Seriously, you need to, you need to
but
share
that's
his
so
blood.
insulting to say.
Oh, she's disgusting. And
That is so insulting,
yeah, like
and Holly Robinson is hot
fucking gorgeous. She hasn't aged a minute.
and beautiful and it came across very accessible and kind and thoughtful. It's like, you know what, you don't do that, and to a coworker too.
Yeah, I say you're too ghetto. You speak what? I would say, bitch, you're too British. You're
Yeah,
too stiff. Your teeth are crooked.
you're too
And
ignorant. You're
yeah,
too ignorant, let's just put it that way.
yeah,
And your face, you got to stop fucking with your face, okay?
yeah.
If we want to really go in,
Yeah,
it's
Sharon, you look like the Joker without makeup on. How about that?
yeah. And I heard that she was upset at CBS. This was the one that wanted to talk about it. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, yeah, and
Something like that. That she, she was going to blame. She
yeah.
apologized and realized what she did, and anyway,
Anyway,
you know,
it's just and Pierce Morgan is thriving on all of this. Like he's living for all this attention because he's getting attention now. And I can't stand Pierce Morgan. I think he's just too conservative of a prick. It's like, dude, you guys are supposed like get the fuck out of here. Anybody who's racist or sexist in this day and age, you just shut up. Just get over yourself. There's plenty of room at the table. I love how this white fragility, these white men, not talking about all white men. I'm talking about these old, crusty, fucking closed-minded men that think if somebody else eats at their dinner
conservative.
table
Yeah.
with them that they're going to eat off of their plate. No, if there's plenty of food for everybody at the cookout, no one's going to starve. We're all going to eat and have a good time. So what is wrong with everybody coming up and just being normal? We're all fucking people. And Pierce Morgan could go walk off the set and suck
Because
Meghan Markle's black dick.
they're greedy, stingy motherfuckers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, they're not generous.
No.
Okay, there's an entitlement
Yep.
element, definitely, because he felt entitled to
Oh.
go in.
And then storm off the set like a little bitch.
And
Take it. Be a man. Take your lumps.
and to question, I had heard that he even questioned Megan's statement of feeling suicidal,
Yeah.
which is a real fucking thing, that women postpartum depression, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, I don't believe it. Like,
Of
fuck
course
you.
not, because he doesn't give a fuck. Because to them, women are still objects.
Yeah.
To be seen and not heard, and to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen and only speak when spoken to. That's where he comes from, that generation. And they can kiss my fat black ass. How about that?
And she could have said, I consider you a friend, but I disagree with you wholeheartedly with how you had dealt with
No,
this, and
listen,
shame on you.
the
You
tea
know,
on this, the tea on that is, I think, a couple years ago when they met, they were friendly. He hit on her. She didn't respond. Now he's mad. That's typically how men are. If you
Well,
don't respond, they get
yeah,
fucking mad. Or if you
yeah,
turn
because it's
down, you're a lesbian. Oh, you're a cunt.
yeah,
You're a bitch.
it you know, it challenges their self-esteem. No, I was saying Sharon could have said, you know, we've been friends. I don't always agree with you, but in this situation, I vehemently disagree. You're wrong to be saying this about this woman. Obviously, she's been through a lot, and to try and fit
Negate
into
her.
the whole
Yeah.
like royal fucking mind fuck,
Yeah.
which
It's a
for
cult.
me is like a
It's a
way,
it's a
way
disgusting
outdated.
cult. It's a cult.
Yes,
It's
it's
a fucking
outdated
cult. Yes.
bullshit.
Yeah. She could have said that, but no, she didn't. She chose
No,
to go the
no,
fucking stupid cunt route. But
yeah.
anyway, speaking of big fat asses,
Oh, another one?
oh, hello. The only one. Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
You
JLo,
know,
yeah.
waiting for tonight. Oh, when AROD and I split up. Who would have thought that JLo and AROD would split up between her 7 ex-husbands and his 35,214 hooker mistresses? Who would have thunk that fucking sure thing was going to end?
That that has been, you know, that chatter has been going on for quite some time, because he's known, at least from what I've heard, as being a womanizer. So,
Yeah, and she loves getting married. I think she's got that Elizabeth Taylor thing, like she's
mm,
addicted to getting married. Not being married, but getting married. That whole thrill of the engagement and the new love and that honeymoon phase, and then you get married, there's the wedding, it's a celebration, it's all about you, and then there's the honeymoon, and
mhm,
then boom, in a year she's over it.
yeah,
I think she's one of those. And A-Rod is like, I'm one of the richest, most famous baseball players walking today. I will put my dick in everything.
okay, wherever I want.
Hi, right here. A-Rod. A-Rod, are you there?
And you're okay with this womanizing. You're like, hey, you know what?
I don't care because
I'm
I
not going
don't
to get
want
in
him
the way.
around. I just want some dick and some money.
Yeah.
Put me up in a cute little apartment. You just come over on the weekends and
You know,
bang
well,
it
wait a
out.
minute.
And then
Hey,
I have too much work to do. And then
wait,
I could use his connections to be
wait a minute. Wait a
what?
minute. Hey,
What?
A-Rod, uh, maybe.
Hey, Gay Rod, you might want to come on to this. Hey, A Rod, me and Colton will tag team you. I'm in the middle.
Totally.
I'm in the middle. I'm keeping A Rod to myself.
For a minute, and then you'll just pass him over. We're
Yeah,
friends like that. We go back like that, so we're
yeah.
supportive in that
I'll
way.
sit on his face while you punch
Well,
him
he
in
can
the
sit
ass.
on mine. I mean,
Yeah,
there you go.
or both.
Or both.
You could, fuck him while I sit on him. What the hell? And then I
Yeah.
pull
Hey.
up, and then I'll sit on it, and you could sit on it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds
Teeter
like a lot
totter,
of sitting.
seesaw,
It sounds
seesaw,
really, really
seesaw.
comfortable.
Right?
No exertion, just sitting.
Honey, let's just use A-Rod as a love seat and just sit and watch Netflix and chill.
Oh. Well, he does
Hey,
have a rod, so
yeah,
we can perch ourselves on it.
yeah.
But that didn't surprise me.
No,
You know,
who's
I think
shocked?
well, and I think it's got to be a complicated situation. I mean, she's an institution.
So is
Her
he. They
business,
both are.
and he's an institution. Yes.
It's an
Um,
ego thing. It's all
so
ego. Yeah,
how do you blend that?
easily.
Evidently not. Evidently not for a lot of these people. I
Yeah,
mean, we can visualize blending it from our perspective. Because
my
I'm like, hey, you can keep yours, I'll keep mine, but be sure and give some of yours to me so I
yeah,
have mine to keep.
yeah. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Right. From here on out.
And that's it. My favorite part of this whole story is Jose Canseco seemingly predicted their split up back in January on Twitter. Jose
Oh,
Canseco,
really?
another one trying to be relevant.
Well,
Another one. He's
and
another womanizing scumbag from back in the day.
well, and was he clocking him because they shared that in common, or how did he come to that conclusion? I guess just knowing A-Rod the way that he does.
It's just knowing A-Rod because of the same person. Just A-Rod's more successful than him. Like
Oh,
AROD,
okay.
he said back in January in a tweet, Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez will go their separate ways this year, and Alex Rodriguez will hook up with a fitness model. That Jose Canseco wrote that on January 12th. He's the scumbag whisperer. He totally is psychic.
I
Oh
love
my
that. I
god.
love that he specified it was a fitness model
Yeah,
specifically.
of course. And then he writes these tweets, a series of tweets on this last Friday night. He says, his first tweet, Alex Rodriguez is the most predictable person on this planet. Then the
Wow.
second tweet that follows. Well, JLO and AROD broke up. Well, I wonder who told you so. The truth hurts. Nobody cares what you have to say, Jose. And
Okay.
then tweet number 3, the next girl you see AROD with will be a 25 to 30-year-old hot fitness model. The truth hurts. Then the tweet after that, hey,
Wow.
JLO, by the way, I'm single and I can be faithful. There it is.
Oh
That's
my
the
good.
truth. He is jealous as fuck of AROD.
He's
And
an
then
opportunist.
right? And then here he goes again. Jennifer Lopez needs a man that will be by your side 24/7 who's older than you and is broke. And I fit that category perfectly. I'm your man, right? And then he says, I guarantee you that AROD will be trying to get a hold of my ex-wife, Jessica, very soon if he hasn't done it by now. And then the last tweet goes,
Wow.
JLo, I would fight for you, but I have 2 torn shoulders and a bad knee from last fight. And that's hilarious. Like, okay, so let's make this deal. Jose Canseco, you go with JLo. You're poor and still think you're hot. Go with JLo. She's rich. I'm poor and still think I'm hot. I'll go with AROD and we'll balance each other out.
Well, and
Hot wife swap.
the difference there is you're probably not going to be handling yourself the way that Conseco will handle himself, which is he will put that shit on blast every second he has
Oh,
an opportunity.
it'll be
I mean,
all about him.
can you believe, were they friends? I'm assuming that they may have been friends, because who would do that to somebody
They probably used to be friends and now
going through? I mean, even if you have a vendetta, like keep it contained. Like, what the fuck?
not when you're poor, broke, and nobody gives a fuck about your irrelevant ass. You
But
have
even
to make it relevant.
still, then it just looks like you're poor,
Pathetic.
broke, and you're irrelevant and pathetic.
Well, there it is. The truth
It works
hurts, right,
against it.
Jose? Right, Jose? The truth hurts.
We're gonna predict.
I'm predicting Jose Canseco is canceled in his own life. And he gets evicted from his apartment in Vegas and has to suck cock for crack. Mark my words.
Reaching for the stars.
I can't. Oh my god.
Oh,
it's
games
so
people play
funny.
night
Right.
and day, they just can't help it.
Jose is gay.
And we see it through.
Speaking of singers and gays, the Grammys.
Yeah.
Grammy.
Grammy,
Oh,
Grand
the Grammy.
Fabulous.
Oh, the Grammys. Lowest rated show ever.
Yeah, I really didn't watch.
Who wants to watch the Grammys on a Zoom?
Yeah.
People
Well,
don't even watch.
it's,
I don't even want to watch us on a Zoom.
yeah, it's just I don't find it
I can't. Like it's so
interesting
bad.
anymore.
It's just, and they snubbed poor The Weeknd. He had the song.
Well, the whole thing is so political, and it's
It's
all
yes,
stuff.
it means
It's a
nothing.
manipulation, and it's, the show and
I want a Grammy.
grandiosity, and they want to thank God, even though there are a gabillion people starving to death.
Listen,
It's
hated,
like,
I've hated the Grammys since they snubbed Metallica for Record of the Year to Jethro Tull. Back in the day, Metallica's one should have been Record of the fucking Year, and they give it to Jethro Tull, who sold 4 copies, and it was to his parents. Do you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
know, honey.
it's
I
so
know.
fucking political.
I have a really good therapist if you want to work that through. I can tell the trauma.
AROD, are you there? AROD, can you come work it out? Thank you.
But yeah, I mean,
That's a callback, sweetie. You see what I did there? I brought the last topic into the. Oh, forget it.
But it also put upon to me. It doesn't feel organic, and
No.
and these people are in a very fortunate position. You know how much talent is out in the world that will never hear from.
Besides
It's
you?
No, you're hearing from me, bitch. Okay, don't throw shade my way on your show. But really, I mean, you
No,
know,
there's
it's
amazing
it,
talent out there that
it,
nobody
that beyond, and to have it all come together to get to that place is winning. The odds are astronomical.
Yeah.
So to not be, you know, more cognizant of that. I always think when people are thanking God for making this happen, I'm thinking like, what are all the people who are starving to death, who can't put food on the table for their children, thinking about God?
I
You
believe
know,
the children are our
or a
future.
future. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
Nobody
it's
cares about the
it's
kids eating,
it's
okay? Just
something
stop.
beyond that, and that's kind of like, you know, it's a whole nother thing. I don't know. I just don't find it interesting.
Glenn's getting sappy. Glenn is getting.
I'm getting
Are you
serious.
serious?
I'm getting serious because there's so many awesome artists out there that don't
I
get
know. I
recognized.
know.
But yeah, the whole show on Zoom is another thing that's
It's so
just kind of
stupid.
like,
And also too, Trevor Noah hosted it, who I actually wasn't a big fan of when he replaced Jon Stewart on the Daily Show, but during the pandemic, he became one of my favorite people to watch because he just let it out because it was the
yeah.
pandemic and it was the Daily Show at home. It was hilarious because he just got real raw and it was fantastic. So they had him hosting the Grammys this year and he said, I don't want to make it political, but he made every joke was a political joke,
But that's a perfect setup for that.
right? He
But
goes, well, he did it first. He's like, yeah, this is outdoor show has more, it's got more, we have more people here than the Capitol riots, but bump. You know, we had this, he was like doing all these political jokes. And at the end, he goes, you know, we just want you to have fun and listen to music and forget about all your troubles. And we're not going to bring politics into it. I'm like, you just did 2 minutes ago, 3 jokes back. Like, are you kidding?
that's the
Like,
joke. But
and
that's
then,
great. He prefaces it by
yeah,
saying, you know, it's
right.
not going to be political, and then just goes for the
No, he
jugular.
closed with he closed with it not being political. He did all the political and said, "Well, we're not going to get political." But you did over here.
You
See that
did the
right,
entire
right
time.
there. That light is the
I
political.
have it on tape.
And then they had Bill Burr, who I love. I heart Bill Burr, comedian Bill Burr.
So what did he do? I didn't.
He loves to push boundaries and he loves to piss people off. He's a great joke writer. He's one of my favorites. He's a great dude. He's just all around hilarious. They whoever casted this needs to be fired because they had him present the Latin X Awards. Is that what you say, Latinx? Like
I don't know.
Latinx? I don't know. The Latin awards for all like the band of the year or the song of the year or whatever. And they're all Latin names and he couldn't pronounce them. And he was saying like he was so negative and so like, well, here's the name I can't. He comes out, he goes, there, piano playing. You know, I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut to the clip of him saying
Okay.
it. I'll let you
Okay.
guys make a decision.
Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo? I bought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I am losing so much money right now. All right, shout out to all the rock stars that I wanted to meet tonight who are watching at home instead. I'm talking to you, Don Dawkin. All right? What, I'm old. That was my first concert. All right, here are the next categories. Up for bids.
For Best Latin Rock.
All right. Hey, how many feminists are like going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff? And the Grammy goes to Grupo Niche.
So
He right there, he just says the piano playing. Did it make you want to kill yourself? And like this is the Grammys. These people bust their balls, and this is
yeah.
this is their Olympics, and you just shit on them for. And then he goes, "Here's I can't pronounce this name," and he was just being. And then he says, "Yeah, now the feminists are going to get mad at me because like, what is a cis white male doing presenting the Latin awards?" And I'm like, "Dude, you just took one of the most golden gifts of God." And you shit on it because that was a perfect. I was mad. I love him. I was mad he didn't bank on it. And because he's such a brilliant writer that he didn't take that whole being a cis white male and flipping it that was the right choice for the Latin presenter. You could have written it so funny and crushed the Grammys, mic dropped, boom, you're the god. Like you just saved cancel culture. But no, you just had to put a fucking nail in that fucking coffin. See how I did it like sexually?
Yes,
Nail
I
in that
I
coffin.
saw it. Of
Oh yeah.
course, of
Stick that nail
course.
in the coffin.
Can
Yeah.
you use more fingers, please? No, no. I didn't say the fist.
There's fingers in my fist. They're just
Yeah,
hiding.
but I just said the fingers. I didn't say the fist. Well, he you know, he could have spun it in a humorous way, but in the positive and
in a
not.
positive, humorous,
Yeah,
crushed, like
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
the Norma Ray of white cis males. But he just shit on a golden ticket opportunity, and that's what
yeah,
I was mad about. I'm like, dude, you could have owned cancel culture, and you could have owned every every demographic would have been applauding you. You could have owned everybody at that point, but
yeah.
he didn't because he loves the drama. He loves the backlash.
Well, and he thought it was the right, evidently the right choice to make for him. But
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I love you,
yeah,
Bill, but that was not the right. But whatever. Who am I? I'm just sitting here, sitting here
well, I
eating
didn't see
my
it, so
heart out.
I didn't see it, so I just
You
am
didn't miss
taking
much. You didn't
what you're
miss much.
telling me. But yeah, that would not have been the right thing to say.
No. And then the best part about the Grammys was Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's performance of WAP. They went. It was like soft porn, dude. It was great.
Soft porn. Those girls go for it.
No,
In their video, they go for it.
soft,
And it's
soft,
hot. It's
soft
hot.
porn. That when I say soft porn, now you know what kind of porn I really watch.
Oh, hardcore girl. She's a hardcore girl.
What? Only
Um,
one goat? This is bad. I need another goat in on this.
no, I mean they go for it.
Yeah, it
They
was
go for
great.
it,
I love them.
and I
I
think
love
it's
them.
I would like to have the same kind of acceptance when you're talking about men being more sexual.
Yeah.
But I think it's that weapon of mass destruction, and I must say that I only use mine for good. But
Yours is a weapon of ass destruction.
we live in a culture where we're cool with objectifying women, and
Yeah.
it's hot, and it's acceptable.
Yeah. It's
You
like this.
know,
Two women together. Two men
yeah,
together.
totally. And I mean that video of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, it is hot. It is
Beyond hot.
hot.
Beyond.
But I did a video where my pubes were showing a little bit, and Logo had us crop it.
That's why logo doesn't exist though anymore.
Crop it. The crack in my ass, we had to crop it.
Well, you showing plumber's crack? Hey, I'll fix your refrigerator, lady.
Yeah, but they were like that. I mean, I'm not
I
just
know.
throwing it away.
No.
Talking about big asses. Let
But
me show mine.
but speaking of,
But I thought it was hot.
yeah, it was. And
Mhm.
speaking of hot videos, your new video, Stay,
Mm,
you get to see PP in it.
only on the OnlyFans, my onlyfans.com/Colton Ford. You can see everything, whereas the YouTube, it's cropped. It's still sexy and steamy, but basically the narrative of the song is about a relationship, and
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like voyeurs, like people are peeking through the shade to see what this couple is doing in their natural life. And
Listen, I do that all the time. I have a telescope, and oh yeah, and I live in Hell's Kitchen, so there's a lot of those gay hot daddies naked walking around, dicks.
well, with this video, you don't need a telescope. They come with the video. Okay.
Hey-oh!
But yeah,
Cocks
they were working it out.
everywhere.
They were
Yes.
working it out.
Yeah, it's hot.
And Miss Beyonce winning the most Grammys of any female
Of
artist.
anybody ever.
I know.
Queen.
Queen for real.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
wait a minute. I think
Queen
my
bee.
volume just went down.
Oh,
I
that's
think
what they
my
call it.
volume just went down. Of course, I can't.
I hear you fine.
I don't hear you.
Ooh, you sat on your volume.
I can't see. Oh well, just keep talking.
Okay. So you sat on your volume. Could you hear me at all?
I can hear you. You can hear me fine though,
I
right?
hear you perfect.
Okay,
What
that's
is
all
this,
that
a
matters.
Verizon commercial? Can you
What?
hear me now? Good.
What?
Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good.
The rest
What about now?
the rest of the show I'm going to
What
be like,
about now?
what did you do? Can you repeat that?
Can you hear me now?
Wait, let me see. Let me see if I can. Oh, here it is. Keep talking.
I'll keep talking.
There we go.
Yeah, she leaned on her volume. Hey, sweetie, untuck your volume and let it hang.
No, it was my lat that hit it and just turned it down.
That was your
My left
cat.
lat.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hot. Y'all. Well, I just want to say I love you.
I love you too so
And
much.
thank you for being on the show this week and roasting the headlines.
Thank you for having me for the roast. And I appreciate you not eating, one of my ribs.
Oh, honey, I'm gonna eat your ass.
What can I tell you? I really
Ayo.
appreciate the ribs.
So I want you to tell everybody at Governor's World on Radioland all your social media, where they can hear your music, where they can find you, where they can see your videos, all that good stuff, and go.
Okay, I'm on Facebook, Colton Ford Music. I am on Instagram, The Real Colton Ford.
Not to be mistaken with the fake one down aisle 5, sweetie.
Right, because there's some on there that aren't me. You can go to YouTube and see the mainstream edit of Stay, and you can go to my onlyfans.com/Colton Ford to see the uncensored version and more content you're not going to find anywhere else.
And what about the content we're going to be doing together, darling?
Yes, we are actually doing a show on my OnlyFans page called Colton and Christy Working the Corner.
So it's real life documentary.
It's real. It's going to be similar to this, but more. And then we're also doing a little something else.
Yes,
I don't
we
know if we
are.
can say it yet, but
yeah, we have a show coming out in April on the Rizzle app, and it's a little 10 episode series. It's like 45 seconds long, and it's called Flags in Cars Singing Badly.
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 We're singing badly. I'm gonna have to really work on that.
Yeah,
I can't. I just can't.
You can't be there.
But I adore you, and I'm excited about all of it. And it's full circle for us, folks. What can I say?
All right,
my girl.
I love you so much, and
I love
thanks
you
for
too.
being here. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Christy Unleashed. We are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on govsradio.com. And you can also follow me on my YouTube channel at Christy Miller Comedy. You can follow me on Instagram at Christy Miller Comedy or on Twitter at Bitchy Slambora. Hello. And,
or you can follow her down 9th Avenue. Okay.
Well, that's actually a charged position. Hello.
Oh, I'm just trying to help you make some money, girl.
Girl. All right, we love you. I love you. We'll see you next Wednesday. Deuces.